Ah, the textbook definition of curmudgeon.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Toy World Skyburst. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front, we have a lovely bit of artwork here of Skyburst in both of his modes. His name is Skyburst. On this side we have Skyburst. On this side we have Skyburst. There's Skyburst. Up top, whoop, Skyburst. On the back we just have things and stuff, and we have Sad Pac-Man. That's basically it for the packaging. Then, moving right along, here we have Skyburst, and this is the final figure in Toy World's World War series of movie bots. Now, before we take a look at Skyburst, also included with this figure is the final piece of the Starscream Build-A-Figure. Yes, hooray, hooray for finally being able to finish Build-A-Figures. But yeah, here we have the final pieces of Screamer, the main body here. We get hands, some guns, some extra heads as well, a little gas mask deal. Well, it's not a gas mask, it's a thing you put on his face. But yeah, if you want to see a separate video on this, I will gladly do so. But I mean, it's just this figure that I've already reviewed, so it's not going to be anything different other than the color scheme and the head. But if you want to see it, let me know in the comments. So back to Skyburst here. This is Toy World's take on a World War Jetfire. And that's right, the old man here. And here he is in his battleship mode. He is packed in alt mode, hooray. But yeah, you know, it looks pretty good, but it's kind of the most I can say about this as far as compliments go. But let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. You can see the bow of the ship here. You got some nice detailing here, some nice rust detailing. You have the decking going on. You have the guns. Look at all those guns. You can see again, you got some weathering, some nice kind of rust going on there. Paint job wise looks great. You can see a little anchors there molded in. The bow of the ship just does not stay together at all. It does. It's supposed to sit all this is supposed to sit flush, but it does not. You have this little die cast piece in here that always falls out because it doesn't stay in too well. It's supposed to help keep the two sections together, but it does an okay job at best. There is a tab slot connection there, but it just doesn't work because this is actually keeping it from tabbing in. So that's not good. That's not good at all. But anyway, look at all those guns. Look at all those guns. But again, some nice detail going on here. I will give it that, and again, the weathering and the rust paintwork looks really good. You have this extra little antenna piece. This is packed separately and it just plugs right in. But all in all, I mean, when you move down the ship here, it does look quite good. You got some lifeboats going on. Some more guns. Look at all those guns. All in all, it does look good, but just wish it held together better. And you got the propellers going on as well. They do kind of spin. They are just pegged in. You can see the stern. The stern of the ship also doesn't like to hold together like this section right here. There's just always a gap here. No matter what I do, there's always just a gap there. So yeah, this doesn't really hold together all that well. You kind of see that. Just kind of wanting to split. It just doesn't really want to stay together all that well. But there is the top. There is the bottom. He has visible beard syndrome. That's his beard. He does slide as battleships slide. Hooray for sliding battleships. And for comparison, here he is with Studio Series Prime. So you can see how that works out. Now, full disclosure, I'm not going to compare him to the Studio Series Jetfire because he is currently combined with my Optimus Prime with a DNA kit, and I really don't want to take all that apart. I'm sorry. I really just need to buy another Jetfire. But anyway, if you want a measurement from end to end, this measures in at about 14.5 inches long. So there you go. Now, as far as accessories go, we get a little display base here, just cast all in black. And how this works is you have just 2 slots, one right here and one right here, and you just line it all up, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, and there you go. You have a lovely display base for Mr. Jetfire here, and it does look pretty good. Makes for a lovely display. You do also get some weaponry. We get his big old axe here. Just cast in a dark gray. You can see they have some kind of weathering and rust paintwork going on in there as well. We do also get this piece, which is going to be his cane. Again, some nice details, some nice weathering on it. Does have a hinge here, so you kind of have that positioned how you want when he's holding it. Now, if you don't want to use this display base, guess what? You can use this as a display base. That's right, his accessories can also become a display base. So what you do here is you want to focus camera, that's what you want to do. You want to take this section and rotate it up like so. This section here will then tab in right here, and then this section will rotate up as well. And then you can just take this and plug it into those slots, and that can also serve as a stand if you want. And hey, I can work with that. I can work with that. You got the option, and as always, options are what? They're good. Now, articulation-wise, in ship mode, you can rotate all of these cannons here. They can do a full 360. The cannons themselves can move up and down. Now these are, as you can see, very thin pieces, so do be careful. Do not rotate them. Don't use these as leverage to rotate them. Just make sure you rotate them by the base. And the 2 back here, again, you can rotate these as well and move those cannons up and down. And yeah, this section here can rotate also, but that's more for transformation, but it's a thing that moves if you want it to move. If you need it to move, it moves. But there you have that. And that is basically it for the battleship mode. It does look good. I just wish it held together better. That's just, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's my only real gripe. It looks great. I just wish it held together better, but, you know. It is what it is, but let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. Pretty good spin. And of course, in doing that, this piece fell off, because it always falls off. It's just a thing that falls off. Boo! So the first thing you want to do is you want to come back here to the stern section, and you want to bring these panels up. Bring that up, and this little section here with the lifeboat, you want to rotate this in. Pretty much as you're rotating this panel all the way back, and that will sit there like so. Let's do the same thing here, just rotate that lifeboat around as you're bringing that down, like that. Once that is done, you can now separate all this. Now this is connected by a C-clip, in theory, but on my copy, that C-clip does not hold in at all, so this whole section just kind of pops off. So all this just lifts right off. You can see here, there's this little bar here. The C-clip is right here. It does not hold on mine at all whatsoever. It just comes right off. So we're just going to take this whole assembly off. It's meant to come off anyway. That's not a defect. It's supposed to come off. It's just supposed to hold on a lot better. But I'm going to take that and put that off to the side. Actually makes life a lot easier when we're working with all of this. So let's do that. So the next thing we want to do is just untab these side panels here. Do that on both sides. This one did it for me. Thank you. And all of this back here, this entire stern section will split. You can just extend all these hinges out like so, and we can start working on the legs. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get the camera to focus. There we go. Is we're going to take his hips, we're going to shift them up like so, and thusly. So we're going to rotate them around. We have these panels here. You want to unfold and then rotate to the inside of the leg. This camera does not, my camera does not like this figure, does not want to focus on it. Just undo this panel and bring that to the inside of the leg. You have this little cannon placement here, just take this and shift it up on that double hinge. And now we will work on the legs, and again, get the camera to focus. There we go. Now we're seeing things. So all we need to do here, to get his feet into place, these little sections here are going to rotate down. The camera will not focus. There we go. Bring this section down, and you have this little toe piece that stays behind. Bring that up, and then we're going to undo this section right here. You just kind of pull it up and it'll undo itself, and then all of this will rotate around. It helps if you just kind of bring it down, bring the hinge down, and then kind of start swinging it up. Bring it up and over. It's supposed to be a tab slot connection there. It kind of works, but not really. But it's not a crucial connection point anyway, so it doesn't matter. It can just sit there. So there you go. And there you have his foot. So what we need to do here is just fold this up. It'll just kind of clip in here. And you can bring all this down and just kind of fold that in on itself like so. This little section here with the propeller will swing in, and then you can just bring this knee down, collapse it up. And the last thing to do is just take the hip and rotate it. So everything is facing forward, and there you have a leg all done. Second verse, guess what, is just like the first. And there we have his legs all done. Hooray for legs, and now we move on up. So now on to the upper body. We need to come back here. We have these little panels that are going to flip out on either side, and that will just fill out his chest there. We have these red panels here we want to bring out as well. Once that is done, we need to take the arms and bring them out to the side. Now, do be mindful of these hinges here. There's, like, as you can see, there's really no clearance whatsoever between these hinges. So what you want to do is just kind of want to shift the arm out. So shift that hinge outward, and that will give you the clearance to bring this down, like so. The same thing here, just kind of wiggle that out to the side, and then you can bring it down. You can kind of take his head and kind of get it out of the way so you can clear his hair and rotate his shoulders back. So again, just kind of get that out of the way, rotate that back like so, and we can work on the arms. So what we want to do now is take the arm and just bring it back, and then bring this shoulder in, and you have a tab slot connection right there. So just kind of pull this up a little bit until that just snaps itself into place. You can then rotate the arm, bring it down. This entire assembly here is going to extend downward, straighten that out. There's a little tab slot connection there. Just make sure you have everything as lined up as you can. And this red panel here will just flip in. You can see the little tab slot connection for it right there. Flip that in, and then rotate the arm at the bicep, rotate the hand so everything is oriented properly. And there you have an arm all done. Guess what? Second verse just like the first. And there you have the arms all done. Hooray for arms. So now we just take his beard, bring that down, bring his head down, flip his hair out here. Let's get all that sitting like so. And there we have the main body all done. Alright, so now we're going to work on all of this. This is going to end up being his backpack. So we just take this, bring this back, take this section, fold that back, take this section, fold all this back, and you can just kind of swing this off to the side. Now these side sections right here, you're going to just kind of start folding this in, and then take this and swing it out, and just collapse it over like so, and then swing it all the way in. Same thing on the other side, just bring that down and just start swinging this out. Bring this around and just flip it in. We then can start folding all this down. We can take this section here, bring it all the way back. It's going to end up like that. This whole bow section here will just split, come out to the sides. Again, you have this gun emplacement, which is going to just fold up on this double hinge. And you can just bring these sections back, bring these down on this hinge, take this red panel here and flip it up, and take the red panel here and flip it up, and there you basically have the backpack all done. So what's supposed to happen here is, obviously, again, this bar is supposed to go into the C-clip right up here, but again, that C-clip doesn't really work on my copy, so I don't bother with it. I just leave it tucked back. But what's supposed to happen is we also have this tab right here, which is going to go into this slot right here, and all of this will just kind of tuck up in here. It does still hold securely, so despite the fact that that one C-clip doesn't work, it actually doesn't keep all of this from connecting. Just get it all nice and squozen, and that will just drop behind his head like so. And once you get all that situated how you want, there you go. There you have Skyburst, aka Jetfire, in his robot mode. And it looks like Jetfire. I mean, great job on the overall design. I just wish it worked better, but overall design does look quite good. Yeah, again, just wish this worked better, but that's getting close here, so we can take a look not at his crotch, but at that noggin. Can you focus on the noggin? There we go. We can focus on that much. You can see, nicely done face sculpt there. You got the eyes there, picked out in red. You can, again, you got all the nice weathering detail going on there. He's got some rust in his beard and everything. Overall, it does look really good. Lots of detailing there. Again, nice job on the overall design and the overall sculpting. Just wish it worked better. There you see his toesies. You focus on the toesies. And moving up the back. Again, got a lot of backpack going on there, but overall, it's not too shabby design-wise. Now, articulation-wise, the head can rotate. It doesn't seem like you get any side-to-side. Looks like you just get rotation. Can look up, do lots of squirrel. Can look down some. Again, you just have that kind of like side-to-side rotation, but you don't have any. You have this kind of rotation, but no actual. You can't look from side to side. The arms can rotate. You do have these shoulder pads here, so it kind of hinders it. But you have outward movement. You have bicep rotation. You have a double jointed elbow. You have wrist rotation. You have some posable hands here. The thumb is on a ball joint as well as a hinge, and the fingers are on a hinge here and a hinge here. So you got that going on. As far as the waist, no waist rotation. You do kind of get an ab crunch, but it's kind of locked due to that tab being in place. But if you undid that tab, you can get some ab crunch going on there. And of course, if the C-clip works, that backpack will actually stay in place. As far as the legs can go all the way up. You can pretty much, he's flexible for his age. Back about that far. You get that thigh rotation. You get a knee, 2 knees, 3 knees, bunch of knees. I know, digitigrade. I know how it works. As far as the feet, they can move up, they can move down. You don't get any rotation, but you do get lots of tiltage. And of course, we can give him his accessories. We can give him his axe, and it's the typical tab in the slot of the palm method of weapon holding. So you can hold on to that like so, and you can give him his cane. Now, a couple of things you can do. You can kind of bring it down like that and tab it into his hand, have it holding it like that if you want to, or most pictures I've seen have it straightened out and just kind of holding it like a, like a walking stick there. As always, it's up to you. Your toy display however you wish. Of course, you can also take these cannons here, angle them forward. The ones on his shoulders also, you can angle those forward. Do whatever you want there, but the point is you can hack, walk, hack, walk, and pew, bang, bang from his hips and his shoulders. Things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with the Studio Series Prime. And here he is with the other World War bots from Toy World, and they do look quite good together. A good looking set. My personal favorites, though, are their Bumblebee and the Seeker mold. I think these are the two best ones, honestly. But still a good looking set of bots here, so and there you go. So that is basically it for Jetfire's robot mode, but there is one more thing we can do here. Yes, because this Jetfire can also combine Old man can't hold on to anything. But he can also combine with Studio Series Optimus Prime. Now, we are going to be using the Studio Series 5 Optimus Prime. Will it work with the other versions? I'm not sure. I did not try. So I'm using this one because this is the one I've seen regularly used. Yeah, this is what we're going with. But let's get down to it. So for Jetfire, what we need to do is start ripping him apart. So we need to rip his legs off. So just pop them off the mushroom pegs here. And once we have done that, what we're going to do here is just bring the leg back. We're going to open up this section with the propeller again. So just open that up, and then we're going to bring this all the way down. We're going to open up this panel here. And in here, there's this little connector piece that we have to flip out. And it is quite tight, but there you go. Just flip this out like so. And there you go. That is ready to go. And we'll do the exact same thing with the other one. And next we're going to take off the backpack here. And what we're doing with all of this is we're going to be taking these sections right here off. They're just on a tab. So just kind of give them a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Pop these off. And just kind of get that up, and just give it a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And wiggle, wiggle. Pop these sections off, and then we can take these bits here and just rotate them up. And we need to take this section and bring this down and just angle that up like so. These sections here are going to come out. You can kind of take these and kind of drape them over this bit here if you want to, just to kind of get things out of the way. You can kind of straighten that out. And you want everything roundabouts like that. Now for the main body here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring his hair back, bring his head up, and fold the beard back down. You can see just a little post here. We want to leave that down. That's going to be our handle. So what we're going to do is untab his shoulders and bring all of this out. We're going to bring his arms up and then rotate this section up. Same thing here. Just kind of straighten his arm out, untab all of this, and bring it back. Again, be mindful of all those hinges and how you're moving them. Bring the arm out, and just bring it up like so. We can flip these panels back up. So what's going to happen here is we are going to rotate his arms in, rotate the arm in, so all that red is right there. Then take his hands and rotate them out to the side, and then collapse them back like so, and just rotate it, get that thumb up, and just collapse it back like that. Now, I've seen pictures. I'm not sure the official configuration. The instructions suck, by the way, and the instructions don't even mention how to get all this situated. But I've seen pictures where these red panels are up. I've seen instances where people leave them down, so I don't know what exactly is the correct orientation. But I'm going with down because it just does kind of look better. And there's a little, and I say little, I mean little, there's a little tab slot connection right there. It's supposed to connect. Does it connect well? Nah, of course not. But it tries. It tries real hard. There you go. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. But it's meant to. It's meant to hold that together, and that's going to be the barrel there for your cannon. Then you just take a crotch, flip that in, and then flip all of this in like that. And that is basically your big old cannon. Doesn't stay together, but that's your big old cannon right there. Now for Prime, the only prep work you need to do here is just take his feet and just flip them up. Take the feet, flip them up, and he is pretty much ready to go. So what's going to happen here now is we're going to bring in these leg sections. We have this tab that's going to go into the slot here in the bottom of his foot. So just line that up, and then you have a tab slot connection that's going to happen right in here. So get that lined up as best you can, and then you have a little tab slot connection right here. So just get that lined up and plug that in like so, and there you have a leg all done. Second verse just like the first. And now he has great strength of feet, and we move on up. And now we take this backpack section here, and then we'll tab into these 2 slots right up here. So just line it up. And voila, he has a new mega backpack. Mega backpack. And now you want to bring in these sections here. You want to flip out this little connector piece, which is on the tightest hinge ever. You will have to use a tool for that, but flip that out, and then you take this section, bring it down, and then rotate it out to the side, like so. And these will just clip over his shoulders. So just kind of get everything, again, situated as best you can, which is not the best way, but it's the best way. Clip those over like that. There we go. Do the same thing on the other side. And there are the shoulder pads in place. And the last thing to do is bring in the big old chunk of cannon here that doesn't stay together. And just plug that into Prime's hand. All underslung like. And that's totally going to drag him down because it's heavy. But there you go. There you have the full-on combined mode there. And, you know, hey, they tried. They tried. They tried to make this work. It doesn't really work, but they tried. Lord knows they tried. But you gotta see what's going on there. You know, it makes him droop and fall back because, you know, it makes him back heavy. The gun makes him front heavy. It just, nothing really balances out all that well. It's just, yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing you can do if you want to do it. So there you go. So there you have Skyburst, and yeah, I mean, the figure looks good. You know, the battleship mode looks good. The robot mode looks good. Just wish it worked better. The battleship mode just doesn't hold together very well at all. The robot mode works fine. Everything comes together well for the robot mode, so I'll give it that. The combined mode with Prime, I mean, that they tried, but again, just things that don't work all too well and ultimately make for a very, very unstable display piece there. A lot of things that just don't work as they should on this figure, unfortunately. But, you know, great display piece, just functionally not that good, so there you go. Now I picked this up from TF Safari. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And if you use the promo code 2022 EmGo Review at checkout, you will get a discount on your order. And you can also check out BigBadToyStore.com, as always linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. You can also check out the third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGames, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Toy World Skyburst. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Whoa, Jetfire, what did you do? I tried scanning another alt mode. Turns out this one was worse than the last one. Yeah, seriously, you should stop looking in museums for alt modes. I'm nostalgic, what can I say? What do you suggest I transform into, huh? A bright red truck with flames? That's real subtle. Well, at least I'm not some old bag of bolts. Hey, you respect your elders. If my hips were still good, I would whip you. Are you still listening to me? Hey! Do you know a good place I can get some soup?